Okay, so here cafe interview again. I'm Ichiro Machino, and now we have Damian here. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Damian, could you introduce yourself first briefly?
My name is Damian. Bye. I come from France, from Brittany. I'm in Japan since now 2.5 years maybe. And I'm in Japan to practice karate. That's my purpose.
Martial art, really?
For being in Japan, yeah.
Okay, so what originally brought you here is karate, practicing karate or experiencing?
Yeah. I wanted to come to Japan to learn Japanese because I didn't have the opportunity in France. I studied law.
You studied law?
Yeah, law. And my university didn't really propose Japanese classes, so I didn't have that much opportunity to go in other city to study in France. So I decided I should come to Japan to learn in total immersion.
So what interested you in Japan first?
I don't really know. Since I'm a kid, since I was a child, I really love Japan.
Really? What's the first thing you remember as the contact with the Japanese things?
With the Japanese people, it was in high school. I had, there is a Japanese girl from Tokyo who came for 1 year in France in my high school, and we became friends like that. Because she could not speak any French at the time. She can, but when we practice sports in high school, I used to have my judo club T-shirts. And she was practicing. Her father was a judo teacher, so she was practicing judo. She was a kid, and we talked. The first time we talked, she saw my T-shirt. She talked to me like that. She talked to me about that. So yes, that's my first contact with Japanese people. I think at the time.
And you talked with her a lot, and
yeah, we became very good friends.
Yes.
But the fact I was interested in Japan since a long time helped a lot, maybe, to make our friendship. Because it's probably I told you I was practicing karate, but judo in France. I used to practice judo a lot, and since I'm a kid. And I think when you are a kid, when you wear dogi, I mean the judogi, when you're a kid, it's some kind of special because it's not usual in France. In Europe, in the United States, to have this kind of clothes. It looks like some kind of pyjama. So when you're a kid, it's some kind of cool. It's cool to wear that. And there is a little bit of Japanese word as well when you say hajime and things like that.
Yeah. So what kind of Japanese you use in judo practicing?
Oh, it's the basic word. The rules word. Yeah, hajime.
What else?
Kogeta. Yeah, hajime,
kawazari. They say ippon.
Yeah, ippon. The accent is probably different, but yeah. It's not hajime, it's hajime probably.
It's great.
Yeah, so I was some kind of it's probably the first time when I was a kid. The fact of practicing judo probably made my interest in Japanese culture, because I'm not that much fond of anime and manga. My brother and sister are very fond of it, but I don't really. I'm not that much interested by it. And since I came to Japan, there's some kind of anime I really don't like.
Don't like?
Yeah. It's
weird.
It's not my kind.
Okay. So instead of studying Japanese culture or something, you decided to study law first, at first?
Oh yes, that was my major in France.
Why? Your family thing or something?
Yeah, a few persons in my family tried to study law actually. So No, it's because I think I would be interested by that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the image I had of law and the law you study, it was very different, so I didn't really appreciate it.
Okay. So you decided to quit or change your post or why?
After 2 years, I decided to come to Japan.
Okay, okay. So you just decide one day you just decided to come to Japan?
Yeah, yeah.
Really? Oh, wasn't it hard to decide? You know, because
No, it's probably had been hard for my family, but for me, no, it was not a problem at all. I went to the United States when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
So Japan wasn't the your first encounter of different culture. So
Yeah.
United States.
The United States, a bit in Europe as well, in England, Wales, Scotland. Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I like to travel, so I don't really. Yeah. It was not a problem for me to go to live in for a long time. So only thing is that. Yeah, maybe for the family and the friends, some kind of hard. I don't.
So, but when you decide to come to Japan, why you decided to come to Hokkaido specifically?
Oh, that's
Kind of long story.
Yeah, the place where I live. I come from Brittany, and it's surrounded by sea. So there is no snow. And the next place I would like to live will be a place with snow.
Okay.
So that's why I decided to come to Japan with a working holiday visa. But I knew that if I didn't speak any Japanese, I will never find any job. I mean, I think, yeah. So I decided to go to a homestay as a volunteer to do a homestay. And that's why I came to Hokkaido, because I wanted to go to Japan in a place where there is snow. So Hokkaido seems to be
the best place, huh?
And I looked for in Hokkaido. I found a place. Actually, it's called Mukawa.
Mukawa.
Yeah.
Wow. It's close to it's close to Tomakomai.
Tomakomai, yeah. But the thing is that it's nearby the sea as well. So there is not that much snow. It's a very nice place. It's very cold during the winter time, but there is not that much snow.
How long have you been there? I mean, how long were you there?
8 months.
8 months.
Yeah. 8 months, and after I came to Sapporo.
And here you decided to live, and why Sapporo?
Oh, it just at first my first idea was to go to Tokyo. But after 8 months in Mukawa, even though I can speak a little bit of Japanese, I could not speak the Japanese I'm speaking now. I mean, I can speak proper Japanese, I think now, or some kind of. But at the time, I could not speak that much. And I think it would not be enough to find a job. Maybe I was wrong, but I didn't want it to be in the situation that I go in a very expensive place, because Tokyo is expensive. With no contact, with maybe no visa as well. It was at the time I had to change my visa and things like that. So I think it would be complicated. And I went one time with my friend to Sapporo to play. I mean, for a party or something like that. And I was very surprised by Sapporo because it's a big town. By the superficie, it's the third in Japan, but it looks like a village, a very little town. And the prices and the rent here are very, very low, probably the lowest in Japan.
Maybe not the lowest, but compared with the Tokyo.
Oh, compared to Tokyo, it's nothing comparing. So I think it will be better for me to stay in Sapporo for a while to make my background. I mean, to find a place to have experience and to increase my Japanese. And after to go to Tokyo maybe, or Kyoto, to go to Honshu after. But with enough money, with enough experience to be able not to have a bad experience.